To better understand how the trip gross rate works, let's take a simple example. Let's say that we have this driver who is paid based on percent from gross, so 80% from gross. And let's say that we have an order with a flat rate of, let's say, 1000. Okay, and we will add this 1000 to the trip gross rate. Okay, so as you can see, now we have one pay item for this order, and the trip gross rate is 1000. Let's save this order and let's generate a trip. Okay, let's select the driver with the 80% from gross and create a trip. So as you can see, the system has automatically added a base trip pay for this driver based on the trip gross rate that we have here. Okay, so 1000, and 80% of 1000 is 800. So this is the payment for this trip, for this driver. Okay, now let's delete this trip and try again. And let's say that we will add a new pay item. So let's say we had a lumper fee of 100, and let's keep it in the trip gross rate. Okay, so as you can see now, we have a trip gross rate of 1100, and if we generate the trip with the same driver, you can see that already his base trip payment is $880. So it's more than we would like to pay him. This is because we added this lumper fee to the trip gross rate. So in case we don't want, let's delete the trip. In case we don't want to pay the driver also 80% of this lumper fee, because it's obviously a cost, so we don't want it added to the trip gross rate, let's just remove this check mark. Okay, so now as you can see, the flat rate is added to the trip gross rate, so and the lumper fee is not added, so we have a total trip gross rate of 1000. Let's save the order, and now if we generate the trip with the same driver, you can see that we got the correct rate amount of 800. Okay, so to summarize, basically add to the trip gross rate only those payments out of which you want to pay also a part to the driver, in case the driver is paid based on percent from gross. If we have a driver that is paid based on miles, so in this case, yeah, this driver is paid per mile, then the trip gross rate is not considered, so it's not used when calculating the trip payment for the driver, but still it is used as a reference to show you warnings. For example, if you pay an amount to the driver, a trip amount that is higher than the trip gross rate. So in this case, as you can see, we pay the driver 2079, while our trip gross rate is only 1000. So we got here a warning that says that something is not right. In this case, let's see what is the payroll settings for this driver. So he's paid a rate of 1.5 per mile. Okay, so in this case, obviously this amount is higher than the let's take a flat rate of 1000, and in this case we should not see the warning. Okay, that's it, how the trip gross rate works. We can have multiple situations. For example, we may add another order to this trip, let's say that we have a second order. Okay, and let's add again a flat rate of 1000. Okay, so now we have this order with a flat rate of 1000 and a trip gross rate also of 1000, and let's add it to the trip, to the previous order trip. So we basically will have a trip with two orders attached. Okay, so let's add the second order, this one. Save trip. Okay, in this case, as you can see, let's put the driver that is yeah. In this case, as you can see, if you put here, we select here a driver with paid based on percent from gross, then the system automatically took the gross amount from the first order and added the gross amount, the trip gross amount from the second order, and calculated the base trip pay based on this total amount. So if we go to the first order, we can see that we have a TGR of 4000, and if we go to the second order, you can see that TGR is 1000, so altogether is 5000, and the payment for the driver is 80% out of this 5000, so it's 4000. This is how it works. So summarizing, if you want to pay a driver a part over an amount, then you have to add it to the TGR. If you do not want to pay anything to the driver from an order amount, then do not add it to the trip gross rate. That's it.